started my working career as an apprentice electrician from school, and worked my way through that field, going to college, working quite hard within the company that I was within, wanting to progress from an early stage. I became the youngest site engineer that company had, at the age of 22. I then moved into the office as a contracts manager, again quite early. I then moved around from contracts manager, and that's where I first started. I then started leading the design team within that organisation. So this is just doing general mechanical, electrical, food industry, not railway work. So I did 20 years with that company and became an associate director before I left. And then I left there and went into the railway, working for a railway company. That was the first time I moved into the railway as a contracts manager and project engineer. And 2 years within that company, the manager was setting up his own business and wanted me to go with him. So I went to help him set up a business in the rail industry, undertaking electrical, so E&P work within the railway, and I did 10 years from there. Again, leading in the technical area within the electrical field design. I led the design office, the quality and assurance, and the risk and link up type work activities from there. I then joined Network Rail, and that was in 2011. I joined Network Rail, and I joined Network Rail as a senior design engineer. But within a year, I'd moved to become a design manager. Then I was seconded into the role of head of design for E&P. I was seconded for 6 months, and then took the permanent role as head of design, and then moved to IDG as head of design. And that's really where we are now. In the years just prior to Network Rail, that's when I undertook a master's degree, and I did a master's degree in business at that point, because we were setting up a new business. So I took the decision to undertake that master's degree at that point, which was really useful for us. The plan that when we were looking for further investment, my dissertation actually formed part of our business plan, which was really good. And it gave me a good grounding. I think it probably almost stems back to my school days, and tell me go back to school. I didn't really. I suppose I was a typical boy. I was more interested in rugby and cricket than I was in the lessons. I know I could have done a lot better, but I didn't. I just did enough, and I think I've been lucky. You know, I've had opportunities presented to me, which I've just taken hold of. I don't regret anything that I've done. I think I've had a good grounding. I've had good understanding of site works and all aspects. So I don't, I'm not looking back as a regret. I think it's just been a different path to get where I've got to. I've really enjoyed going to university as a mature student. I thought that was really good, and I did think about going beyond at one, for a short spell, going beyond masters and do something even further. But it just wasn't going to be, because I wanted to move forward in my career. So I've had to work really hard to get where I've got to and seize the opportunities as they come along. Yes, I was challenged on several occasions with some of the people. From pretty much going from being an apprentice electrician and an advanced electrician and a site supervisor before I moved into the office. So the people who I've been working with, who were electricians, I moved into the office above them, and that was a very, very challenging time, where I was relatively young, but being more senior in the organisation than what the people who actually trained me were. That was quite difficult. And then moving into other organisations, I think it's a little bit about learning. The next challenges I had was actually joining Network Rail, and going through being brought into the company, and clearly some of the team went for the role that I'd actually been successful with, and that was quite a challenging time to work with them to help them get over it and start with, let's form a team and start moving forward. And I think everywhere else, everything else. I mean, Network Rail has been by far the most collaborative, supportive organisation, and people are genuinely are there to help and support you in what you need to do. And I think I've been quite lucky that I've had some fantastic line managers that have helped and supported me along the way as well. I've got two daughters, and I think we need to be open to anybody supporting engineering. What really frustrates me is when we're going into schools to help and support development of new engineers and young engineers. The schools are a little bit lost in time, if I may say that. They don't seem to appreciate that anybody can do any job, and specifically within engineering, that any woman or any young girl, young female can get into engineering. So it's a little bit frustrating that we're the schools and the careers officers and things like that are very stereotypical, which is a great sadness to me. For me, it's the diversity of thinking. I think the problem solving, a female mind thinks of problems in a different way to what a male's mind does, and I think having that the right amount of diversity within a team can only be more successful for that team. I think I can honestly say that one of the best line managers I had was a lady engineer. She was really, really good, really supportive, made me think about the way that I approached not only problems but people issues, total respect. So I think it's in every field that we see. I think it's better to have a more diverse team, because we're not going to achieve the same results if we're all of the same mind. We need to be able to make sure that at every level we've got the ability to recruit into whatever job we're doing in an open, transparent way and flexible way, to allow more females to join us. I think it's a multifaceted response that we need to do. Is look at trying to get into schools, into colleges. Quite often, if a student's in university, it's probably a little bit too late. They've already made a choice at that point. But we could get in and try and do some changes there. So I think that's early engagement and being able to talk to individuals to show and demonstrate the breadth of available of opportunities within engineering. It's not just about civil engineering and architecture and all things like that. It's not the one. It's a lot wider, a lot broader than that. So I think it's vital to get that understanding out into mainstream society. Diversity and inclusion is making sure that we've got really diverse teams, that we're not all the same view and of the same mind. Not only for problem solving, but for inspiration and any innovative ideas that we want to bring. So for me, it's about having diversity across all the spectrums of race, religion, culture, gender, everything. I think it's really important that we can try and create teams that have got multi-diverse people that are within it. I think engineering is traditionally a male environment, and I throughout all of my career it's been predominantly male. So I think it's just assumed that the males and boys would go down an engineering route. I know when I was at school, it was an area where I was sort of made sure that I was heading towards. Because that was what boys did back then. I think I'm not really too worried about celebrating International Men in Engineering Day because there's so many. But I think what we need to be doing is again, it goes on to that, the more the diversity and inclusion. We need to be inclusive. We need to be diverse. I've been lucky again. I've had some really good people within my teams, and being open. I'll take anybody's views, take anybody's challenges, but I think in the end it makes us a better team, and it makes us a more inclusive team that is more tolerant, but actually more successful. The main reason why we haven't got enough now is that we've not done enough 5 or 7 years ago, and I think we need to do more now, that we can start introducing the possibility of females coming into engineering at an early stage, making it the norm, and I know there's been some initiatives from government and television companies to show the differences, but we as an engineering company need to do it. We need to play our part in bringing young females into engineering. It's almost our role that we must do it. We've got to provide that anybody within the business to go out and promote engineering, and females can do any of the jobs that we do within Network Rail. Personally, I'm involved in the local school where within Derby. We've done some STEM events within local schools. We've also done careers fairs, and what I've tried to do is to make sure that although we're looking, the school wouldn't allow us to just talk to girls. It was we need to talk to the whole year group, which is fine. But what I made sure that we did is that the classrooms that we were within, we had we had a diverse membership or diverse collection from Network Rail. So a female in every classroom, and then different other diversities were included. We tried to present it in such a way that it's not just about wearing a hard hat or going out on site and getting dirty. There's a lot more to engineering. So sort of trying to tease out the messages around where it's not. There's more to engineering than people assume. So I've done that every year. I've done that for about 5 years. With obviously not last year with the lockdown and pandemic, but we'll get back into that. But I'm also involved in scouting, and I use that as another mechanism to talk to youngsters, helping with CV writing, helping in mock interviews, and trying to promote a different approach to or a different solution to what their work commitment or what they're thinking of doing in the future. From my level, I'd like to think so, yes. From all aspects, probably not. I think there's some area of improvement. But I also think there's more that we could do. Well, I think it's highlighted to us that we don't necessarily need to be entirely in the office. We've demonstrated that we can be productive and sometimes more productive in the way that we're currently working. I think there's some middle ground to be had, especially when we're looking at training and developing our teams. So I think it gives us that opportunity to be more flexible and working around home and family life. Being more flexible should give us more scope to be able to offer more opportunities to anybody who's may have home issues. We've demonstrated with homeschooling or looking after caring for vulnerable relatives and things like that. We've demonstrated we can do that. So we should be moving that. When we do get back to some normality, it is allowing that flexibility to continue, and then hopefully we can entice more females into the business. I think we need to be moving forward when we do get back to normal with the same sort of approach and not demanding that everybody's got to start at 9 and finish at 5 and you've got to be in this location. I think that's where the opportunities will arise. The message I would like to give is don't give up. Try and rise above the prejudices that might be out there, but seek advice of how to deal with it. There are people who are willing to help and support, and I know there's people that are the opposite, but there are people who are willing to support. So don't give up. Keep pushing forward, because we shouldn't, and we need to have that diversity in every level, all the way up to the very top of any organisation.